name is Chiba, and welcome back to, of course, DanishTube. Wait, see my breath in here. It's pretty cold where I am. I'm drinking a mate. Anyway, in this video, we're going to look at når, da, and hvornår, the three whens. You know the rule, but you know who you are, and you keep making that same mistake. So this is just going to be another little run through, another little recap on when to use the three whens. Når, something that happens habitually in the present or the future. It's your standard sort of word for when. For example, når jeg åbner vinduet, kommer der frisk luft ind. Obviously, when I open the window, fresh air comes in, right? It's referring to an habitual sort of action, something that happens as a result of something else, you might say. Whenever an action takes place, this thing happens. When I do this, this happens. When I do this, this happens. Another example, når jeg ankommer, skal jeg tage mig et bad. Når jeg ankommer, skal jeg tage mig et bad. When I arrive, I need to take a shower. So this is kind of like a future thing, right? When I get home, I've got to take a shower. Symbols. Næste. Så har vi da. That is a singular event in the past. And the most common thing that I always give is when I was a kid, da jeg var barn. For example, cyklede jeg hver dag. Da jeg var barn, cyklede jeg hver dag. When I was a kid, I cycled every day. Being a kid was something that happened over a period of time, but we think of being a kid as like, we were only a kid once, right? So this thing, it can be a singular event in the past, or it can be a period in the past, right? For example, when I lived in Denmark, da jeg boede i Danmark. And then we have, når can be used in the past, but only with recurring events, something that happened again and again and again. Here's an example. Når jeg ville mødes, there's a mistake here, cross out the word på. Når vi ville mødes i byen, købte hun altid en kaffe til mig. I know what I've done here. I was going to say på café, and then I thought, nah, I'm going to say i byen instead, but then I forgot to delete the word på. Doesn't matter. Når vi ville mødes i byen, købte hun altid en kaffe til mig. When we used to meet in the city, she always bought me a coffee. So I'm using når here because it's in the past, but it's something that used to happen again and again. Maybe every weekend, maybe every Thursday, we don't know. But it was a recurring event. Hvornår, of course, is your go-to word for asking questions about time. Simple. Like all the other HV words, vel, hvorfor, and so on. For example, hvornår kommer bussen? When's the bus coming? Hvornår kommer bussen? I don't have a watch on either hand, but I'm just looking at my arm. I always find that funny. Hvornår can also be a conjunction. Jeg ved ikke, hvornår den kommer. I don't know when it's coming. Jeg ved ikke, hvornår den kommer. You could also ask hvornår in another way, which would be vel til. You're asking about time, of course. For example, hvad tid spiller du koncert i morgen? Hvad tid spiller du koncert i morgen? What time are you playing a concert tomorrow? Nice. Little recap. Use når for the present, for the future, and for recurring habitual actions. Da for specific past events. Hvornår when asking questions about time or as a conjunction. Nice. And if you're still here, now is the time to put this into practice because I've got some example sentences. So let me reshare my screen and we can, sorry about my creaky chair, we can practice this a little bit together. I've got about 10 example sentences. Here they come. There we go. Når, da og hvornår. Jeg læser en bog, slapper jeg altid af. Når, da, hvornår jeg læser en bog, slapper jeg altid af. Of course it is når. Når. A habitual event in general. When I do this thing happens. Når, da, hvornår jeg var i Paris sidste år, besøgte jeg Eiffeltårnet. It's easy right now. Selvfølgelig er det da. Vi skal bruge da. When I was in Paris, this period when I was in Paris, I visited the Eiffel Tower. Sådan. Når da, hvornår skal vi mødes i morgen? It's a question. Easy, right? Hvornår skal vi mødes i morgen? When we're going to meet tomorrow? No, da, it's hard to say all three. No, da, hvornår det regner, tager jeg en paraply med. Sådan. Hvad synes du? Hvad er svaret? It is, of course, no, right? An habitual thing again. Generally, when I do this thing happens. The general word. Sådan. Når der hvornår er næste eksempel. Sådan. Hvornår, of course. It's a question. Easy. Nummer 6. Hvornår jeg mødte hende for første gang, var det til en fest. What do you think about this one? I'm just going to take myself a little matter here, warm myself up. It's an event that happened in the past. We should use da. Da jeg mødte hende, when I met her. Hvornår solen skinner, går vi en tur i parken. Another simple example of you have, when this thing happens, this thing happens. Når solen skinner. Nummer 8. Hvornår købte du din første bil? Question, of course. Hvornår købte du din første bil? Easy. Hvornår jeg får fri fra arbejde, går jeg hjem. When I get off work, I go home. Or I'll walk home. Something like that. Could mean both. The other verbs in this sentence are in present tense. So når is our one for present. Når jeg får fri. When I get off work. Nummer 10. Hvornår vi flyttede ind i det nye hus, var vi meget spændte. It is, of course, da. Singular event. When we moved into the new house, we were very excited. Da vi flyttede ind i det nye hus, var vi meget spændte. Sådan. Bit difficult for me to talk today. Maybe it's the cold. Anyway, that was når, da, and hvornår. Jeg håber, du kunne lide denne video. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a like. Leave a comment. If there's any similar words like these 3 that you find tricky and that you would like to see a video of. Otherwise, become an essential DanishTube member if you want to join any of my live classes, if you want to take my video courses. And remember, buy the Danish Bible, because that book is genius and it has all this kind of information in it. So when you need a quick referral, when was it that I used no? Oh yeah, there it was. Check it out on Amazon. All the links in the description. Otherwise, vi ses i den næste. Hej hej.